Billions in recovery dollars were allocated in the wake of Hurricane Katrina, critical funding for families, government, and infrastructure.
But are we better? Are we safer? Do we have a better quality of life? WDSU anchor Travers Mackel went to get answers from those who were involved in the process when the money was handed out.
Everything here, I remember exactly who donated it, why.
At the Floodhouse Museum and Levee exhibit in Gentilly, the history of Katrina is on full display. The house, a complete replica of a destroyed home back in 2005. The levee breaks, flooding, and travesty, a painful reminder of the hurt.
Coast Guard in the middle of a rescue here. We have multiple families on rooftops.
So many suffered in 2005.
And I feel like it was last week, you know, everything that we went through, the feelings, the emotions.
Sandy Rosenthal started levees.org after Katrina, a way to bring awareness to the area's recovery.
I think the world knows what really happened. The world knows it wasn't just a storm. It was that these levees should have held.
And after the storm, almost $200 billion was sent to Louisiana. Money used to rebuild, well, pretty much everything.
This is a city that is unique to the world, not to the country, and it was worth saving.
Jim Tucker was the Speaker of the Louisiana House of Representatives in the important years after Hurricane Katrina made landfall.
We were cutting from whole cloth a pattern. There was no pre-Katrina roadmap or game book that you could pull out and say, okay, well, this is what we're going to do in this instance.
Uncharted territory.
Uncharted territory on this scale.
The man tasked with leading the conversation and playing a key role on where billions of dollars would go.
Did we spend every penny as best we could? No. Did we spend every penny best we could we thought we were doing? Yes. Were there things that I would do differently today? Oh, hell yes. But overall, we're moving in the right direction, and this city's a far better place on healthcare, education, infrastructure than it ever was before the storm.
Tucker pulling the veil back on how lawmakers cut up that cash.
The big yin and yang in the spending came down to, do you spend it on infrastructure or do you spend it on housing? And I think that we did a pretty good job of trying to balance that, but at the end of the day, the government was responsible for infrastructure. Housing could be done through private insurance. We leaned heavy on, when you think about where we spent some of those dollars in 2008, 2009, you think about the widening of I-10 all through Jefferson. That was all done with post-Katrina money. You talk about monies at the port to keep us competitive there.
Other positives of money well spent. Dozens of new school buildings built across New Orleans and in Jefferson Parish. 2 new hospitals in the city, UMC and New Orleans East Hospital, and plenty of rebuilt homes. But, as the saying goes, money can't buy everything.
I was one of those people. I thought the amount of money that was being pumped in this city after Katrina would change the entire face of the city. And unfortunately, in some respects we have, in a lot of respects we haven't. Again, brand new schools, 2 new hospitals. I think our universities have recovered well. But at the end of the day, we still have a lot of streets that need to be fixed, and there was money given for that purpose.
Charles Rice is a former city attorney and chief administrative officer for New Orleans. He applauds the federal levee system, which costs $15 billion and has worked to protect the city from storm surge, but has bigger flooding concerns: aging infrastructure and decade-old pumps, pipes, and turbines at the Sewage and Water Board. Could more have been done to help aging infrastructure back then?
I think a lot of could have been done. The fact that we still had the same exact pumps, or at least the same exact power system operating those pumps as we had pre-Katrina, is extremely disappointing. The fact that we didn't go in, just put in a brand new system while the money was there, is very disappointing. The fact that
it may have cost $1 billion, but we had it.
But we had, that's right, we had the money. We could have done it.
I agree, in hindsight, there was more that could have been done on the infrastructure side, but without more money, you would have had to take it either from a different infrastructure project or from the housing programs. Sewage and Water Board was a beast then. It's a beast today that the next mayor is going to have to deal with.
Positives and negatives from billions of dollars sent to the area after Katrina and how it was used. The history remembered here, and the judgment far from over.
Money cannot fix everything.